There are no miracles, only higher levels of understanding. A man must know two things. He must know who he is, and he must know where he's going. At ease! At ease, brothers. You know, we always talk about evolving as men. We always talk about moving as supreme beings, right? But one thing you have to understand, brothers, is that your new I am is going to offend a lot of people, right? And I think it's important to talk about this because once you start offending people, man, if you're unaware of how things will take place, you'll quickly retreat back to your old life just to make things, as calm as they were, in your previous life, right? I'm telling you, brothers, your new I am will offend people. Now, the first thing you have to be aware of, man, is that your new I am is going to create fear. People fear what they don't understand. And I'm telling you, man, being from East Texas, man, like I've witnessed this throughout my whole life. I can remember, man, growing up in East Texas. And for y'all that are unfamiliar with East Texas, man, it always remains about 30 to 50 years, behind the rest of times mentally. You know what I mean? As far as the way, blacks and whites interact. And I can remember, brother, the first time I left East Texas when I moved to Georgia. And brother, it was a culture shock. But what I understood is that as I spent time away and became a different person, when I came back to East Texas, brother, my interaction with people was completely different. People were offended by my new I am. In other words, I could simply walk into a gas station. I could simply walk into a grocery store. And just my new being would offend people. The thing is, I witnessed the exact same thing going to South Africa, one of the most beautiful places in the world, man. It reminded me so much of East Texas. The mentality of people of color there, you can feel that they feel that they're subservient or below other races. And I could feel that same energy, man, when I walked in stores in the mall, when I walked in restaurants. People could feel that my energy lacked fear, that my energy was actually just pure love. And that pure love creates fear in people that don't understand. Some people are gonna be curious on why you don't fear them. Some people are gonna be curious on why you move the way you move. And I'm telling you, brothers, if you aren't prepared for that, if you aren't aware that it's gonna take place, you'll quickly retreat back to your old self. Even at your job, man, your bosses, your managers, your supervisors will treat you different when you walk in your new I am. I've seen this on 2 occasions, man. If I have an employer, if I'm working for someone, I'm gonna tell you this, brothers, I am by far the most respectful one in the room. There are many rooms I've been in, and when I've been in positions as district managers and managing certain departments. Brother, if leadership is in the room, I don't care what the norm is. I'm a yes sir, no ma'am. Politically, I'm speaking in terms of respect. And there have been many times, man, where I've been the only one in the room speaking like that. But I'm gonna tell you this, brothers, when I started walking in my new energy, even though I was the only one speaking with the utmost respect, brother, people still feared the place I was coming from. But I had this. And I hope this brother is watching this, man. I had an old manager. I was working for Key Energy, right? And man, this guy would come to my meetings, man. Very cool guy. Come to my meetings, man, and just start raising hell to my employees. Just being passionate about his spiel, right? And I would always just sit back and observe him, man. And one day something ticked me off, or I disagreed with something, and just in a strong, respectful manner, I told him how I felt about it. But they shut the whole yard down and had a meeting about my actions. And I was like, bro, like y'all felt threatened by my lack of fear of any man. I'm telling you, brother, your love, your new I am, people that don't understand that, they're going to take that the wrong way. And you have to be prepared for that, because if you're not, I'm telling you, you will retreat back to your old life. your old life, man. So your new I am will create fear in other people. This is a big one, man. Your new I am will sever ties. I'm gonna say this, man. There have been a lot of people. There have been a lot of brothers that I've met throughout the course of my life that I thought would be in my life until the day I was put in the grave, man. But I'm gonna tell you this, brother. As you continue to evolve as a man, if you continue to, tap into deeper levels of source and have, deeper levels of understanding and have more, you pour more concrete around just the ways you are, but it's gonna sever ties. There are a lot of brothers, man, that I would give the shirt off my back. Like I don't feel that I've ever met a stranger. There have been brothers that I've met, and after having one phone conversation, man, I say, you know what, brother, you're welcome to my house. I've had men, shout out to my brother Malachi, who's now in the power circle. I've met a young brother, man, just passing through my city that just happened to be on a call with me, man, and him and I became good friends, invited him to my house and fellowship with him for a few days. So it's like if I cut for a brother like that, I cut for a brother like that for life. But in my opinion, man, sometimes I don't think people can handle that kind of energy. I don't think everybody's built for that kind of energy, man. And I'm telling you, sometimes just that pure love that you live from will sever ties. People, if they don't move in that exact same energy, they won't know how to accept that, and they'll sever ties. At the same time, man, you will sever several ties just because you're evolving into something that away from something that you used to be. In other words, I can remember when I was married, man, and I can talk about this now because me and my ex-wife, man, are cool, man. But I can remember when I was married my high school sweetheart, man. We grew up thinking the same way, believing the same way, moving in the same energy. But around my mid-20s, 24, 25, 27, when I started seeing the world different, I saw a new future for myself. I saw a new energy that I wanted to tap in. I saw a new levels of consciousness and new levels of knowledge that I wanted to explore. And there came a point in time, man, where I had to say, you know what, either I still want this part of my life to exist, or I want to tap into deeper levels of myself. And I'm telling you, every single man will go through that. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's your parents, whether it's your best friend down the block, at some point in time, as you evolve, everybody in that old world can't go forward with you, and you will have to make a choice. So, I can remember when my ex-wife and I, we were just clashing about the I am that I wanted to be. And I had to draw a line in the sand and say, you know what, either I want this to work, or I want to find the deeper truths for myself, find my own agreements in life. And I'm telling you, brother, and I say this all the time, man, nobody is immune to the chopping block. Nobody is immune to the chopping block. I'm talking about, I don't care if it's family member, if it's the aunt that raised you, if it's the grandmother that fed you your whole life. At some point in time, you will have to sever ties from people in your life, man. And I'm telling you this again because a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people will say, you know what, well, just because so-and-so has been in my corner all this life, or just because this person raised me, that I can't move forward because it'll be a level of, disrespect or whatever category you want to put it in. But brothers, I'm telling you, you will have to sever ties, right? Now, I said all this to say, even though your I am will offend people, you have to understand that just by you moving in your I am, it will inspire 2, 3, maybe even 10 times more people than it offends. And this is the thing, man. And this is the thing that a few of the brothers in the circle we talk about quite often. But, it's not your job to convince people in your life about your new truth. I know there's a lecture by Bobby Hemmett where he was talking about, I heard this for the first time maybe 3 or 4 years ago, where he was talking about one of the main things that holds people back is trying to convince people in their circle, trying to convince, their family members, trying to convince their friends, their neighbors of their new truth. It is not your job to convince anybody of your new truth. Your job is to simply walk in your I am. Of course, it's default for you to spread your truth. For example, I'll fire this camera up every few days and will spill my truth. But I'm not trying to convince someone to the point where I'm willing to risk my own energy from moving forward. It's like either you get on this bus or you can hit thumbs down and keep it moving. When you try to spend all your time trying to get people to agree to your new truth, brother, all you're doing is holding yourself back. So again, it's not about you trying to persuade anybody. It's about you just simply walking in your I am. Again, brothers, you have to be aware of this, man. As you continue to evolve, as you continue to walk in your supreme being, as you continue to tap into higher levels of consciousness, man, things will change. Your world will not look the same from day to day. The people in your circle today will not be the people in your circle tomorrow. And you have to be willing to accept that, because it's all about going forward. It's all about killing that old self. It's all about tapping into that new life. And I'm telling you, brothers, your new I am will offend people.